2月13日、現地時間2月12日、米メディア、MLB ネットワークでは、2025年シーズンを始めるにあたりドジャースの注目すべき点をいくつか紹介しました。大谷選手の話題になると、司会者とキャスターが大谷選手のあまりの凄さに興奮しすぎて笑いが止まらぬ事態も発生し、スタジオは賑やかな雰囲気に。また、その中でデーブ・ロバーツ監督が取材を受け、山本がホーム開幕戦、つまり初戦に登板するのは間違いないと言えるだろう。そして朗希に関しても当然ながら彼が登板する計画だ。朗希は2戦目かも。と、今季開幕戦となる東京シリーズに山本投手と佐々木投手が登板すると明らかにしました。さらに、大谷選手が自身の仕上がりについて言及する場面も。そこで、今回は、米メディア、MLB ネットワークにて、大谷翔平選手、ロバーツ監督がインタビューに答えた時の実際の映像を翻訳してお届けしていきたいと思います。それでは、行ってみましょう。
The Dodgers a strike away from a championship, from a proper celebration. Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
That's it! It's a World Series win for LA! They've done it! They finished the job and give Los Angeles the parade it's been waiting for!
Oh my, world champion!
The Dodgers finally win the World Series. First one in a full season back since 1988. Now looking to repeat, be the first one to do that in a quarter century. The New York Yankees, of course, back in the late 90s. They'll be starting the season in Japan. Here's Dave Roberts on his pitching plan.
We're not going to kind of exhaust everything to get ready for 2 games, but be ready and prepared to win 2 games in Tokyo. I think it's fair to say that Yamamoto is going to pitch that home opener, or that first one. And then with Roki, just kind of, obviously, like I said, the plan is for him to pitch there. We'll kind of figure out when. And it's a lot of it is more contingent in the unknown of how he responds to spring training and his build-up. I think everything's on the table, but I think it's pretty fair to say it would be to pitch in, you know, the second game of the season. But if it doesn't line up, then it doesn't line up.
Good stuff there from Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers. Here's what he has at his disposal. Just, you're right, Case. An embarrassment of riches. Blake Snell's won 2 Cy Youngs. Yamamoto's got lights-out stuff. Glasnow's always in the Cy Young conversation. Sasaki's 23 years of age, has a 100-mile-an-hour heater. Kershaw's your number 5, the future Hall of Famer. Then you got Gonsolin, May, Miller, Knack to pick up the slack. And Ohtani should be in that rotation after the first month of the regular season. So, you listen to what Dave said. Basically, we're going to go with the Japanese pitchers in Japan. Makes sense, Yamamoto, Sasaki. Although these are regular season games, I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't give one of the starts to Blake Snell or a Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think being in Japan, and listen, pick your poison. Yeah. I mean, you have a bunch of number 1s in this rotation. I mean, Yamamoto, they gave him all that money. They got Sasaki to come over. I mean, this guy is electric, throws 100 miles an hour, wipeout split finger, too. I mean, and, you know, when you look top to bottom, you're saying Kershaw's sitting at 5 right there.
Yeah.
You got Snell, you got Glasnow. But, I mean, I think we're ready to see this guy. And I think, why wouldn't you want to see Roki Sasaki while you're over there in Japan? That place will go absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's a frontline starter. Electric. There it is right there. Scouting notes. Electric. Over 100-mile-an-hour fastball. 4-pitch mix with the nasty split finger he has.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing to see what he's capable of. And, again, Yamamoto, I mean, just the intensity, you never saying off air, like the Dodgers are going to own Japan, considering the Japanese stars in that team.
Yeah, oh yeah, when you got Yamamoto, Sasaki, and Ohtani, might be the 3 best pitchers, obviously, in Japan. Yeah. They're in the United States, with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Like I said, pick your poison. These are all frontline starters.
It's going to be like the Beatles. The Dodgers should be in Japan. Dave Roberts, by the way, of course, born in Japan. Meantime, this tweet here on the Dodgers injury updates, according to Doc, Ohtani is not likely to pitch in Cactus League games or go on a minor league rehab assignment before returning to pitching. So once he's ready to go, he's going to go. And Phillips and Kopech, that's Evan Phillips and Michael Kopech, behind schedule entering camp. They could be candidates to open the season on the IL. Meantime, here's Ohtani.
ピッチングはいいと思います。今日寒かったですけど、 I'm very satisfied overall with my throwing. Was able to throw with pretty good intensity. It was a little cold today, but I was able to get my work done.
変化球は今日スイーパー初めて投げましたけど、それ以外の球種は
Threw my sweeper for the first time on the flat ground today, but aside from that, all my pitches I've been throwing on flat ground. In terms of the bullpen, just going to depend on how my fastball feels.
So no pitching from Ohtani, and certainly not in the regular season until about May. It's going to be interesting here, Case, because he's the best player in the world. We all got that. But he'll be a different hitter this year, right? Because he has to expend the energy now as a pitcher. He's not going to be stealing 50 bags.
I was going to say, I think the stolen bases will be down. You know, the home runs might be down a little bit. I'll probably be in the 40s or 50s. Listen, guys, I think what's incredible, Adnan, is we forget. I think last year he made us all forget he's a pitcher.
Yes.
I mean, went 50-50 last year, which is the first player to ever do that. But he's still one of the best pitchers in baseball, and I think that's who he wants to be, that elite two-way player. So it's just incredible. I watching him in those throwing those pens and on the side, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. He pitches too. And he's a top 5 pitcher. He's not just a pitcher.
Well, that's the thing I think about. I'm like, listen, he's a 3-time MVP. To win another MVP would be amazing. Second most to Barry Bonds is 7. But to me, the real accomplishment is if this guy wins a
Cy Young. I mean, come on.
Mind-boggling.
Just be, open up Cooperstown right now.
He finished 4th in 2022. But I'm curious how Dave Roberts, again, is going to use these guys. I can't see Ohtani Case throwing 160 innings. I think they'll be very careful how they use it.
Well, they have so much depth. They proved that they needed it last year, too. I mean, they had to go get Flaherty at the deadline, all that stuff. I think Doc Roberts does a great, great job. One of the best in the business of managing that bullpen, managing that rotation, figuring out what the numbers look like. I think that front office is some of the best, too, so they'll figure it out.
Definitely could use a 6-man rotation, considering how many options he has. According to BetMGM, the odds when it comes to the Dodgers' regular season win totals, 104.5. Then you got the Braves and the Yankees, who are 11 back at 93.5. You got the Mets, the Phillies, and the Baltimore Orioles, at least on paper, going to be sub-90 wins. In a year in which we had no 100-win teams, the Dodgers potentially 104.5. It's interesting, Case, because the Mariners won 116 back in 01. I don't think this Dodgers team is saying to themselves, hey, let's go out and make history, win 120 games. But they've got the talent on paper to win 105 games.
They actually could do it. Yeah, 105 games, they actually could do that. I think with that rotation, you win on the bump, no doubt, in this league. But then you talk about the three-headed monster they have in Ohtani, Freeman, and Betts. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So they actually, that 105 number is definitely reachable. And that's incredible, 116. Orso in the meeting said 06, and I was like, 2006 Cubs? He's like, no, the 1906 Cubs.
Tinker to Ever's a chance, I think. Matt Orso, our researcher, loves the Cubs of that era. Yankees, by the way, 98, 114. The Dodgers just a couple years ago,
111. Wow.
And, of course, the Indians 111 back in 1954. Wow. I'm also think, LA made all these great moves, and I get they're the favorite on paper, but offensively didn't make any major moves. Pitching obviously bolstered. Snell, amazing. Tanner Scott's an amazing closer. Kirby Yates. But offensively, it's more about, hey, let's just re-sign Teoscar. Yeah. Kike fits in a little bit here and there, like we're good to go.
Yeah, Teoscar, listen, he got you some big home runs last year. Conforto's a nice piece. When you're saying Michael Conforto's a nice piece, you're deep.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And, obviously they're going to win with that rotation, bringing in Roki Sasaki. But like I said, when you're talking about Ohtani and Betts and Freeman and Muncy and they signed Edman and, they're loaded. Will Smith.
Yes.
We forget about the Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, now we're all the way down to the bottom of the lineup where you're just mixing and matching some guys. So, they're loaded.
Tommy Edman parlayed a few great months into a 5-year contract. Yeah. Like, it's unbelievable. If you get hot at the right time on the right team, he proved his worth to that team.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。